What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Scale News Update. If you're not familiar with the show, this is where we talk about the news topics that happened in the scale world of RC over the last week. Hit the like button if you enjoy the Scale News Update, and let's jump into this week's topics. First, from Associated, they released a purple version of their DR10 ready-to-run, no-prep drag car. They've been going straight with these old school muscle car colors, orange, green, and now a purple version. Just another option if you're looking to get into no prep. Do it. It's fun. This is a great base of a vehicle. You can go take it out and drive it as it is, upgrade it later with a ton of options that are becoming available. Just again, another solid option that just became available. Then let's jump into some new releases from Vanquish. The first one, a very simple Brass Hex. It's the exact same version that comes on the Vanquish VS410 Pro or the Limited that came before. It's also the same dimensions as the clamping hexes that Vanquish sells separately, but this one again just has a set screw retainer. So if you're looking to add a small amount of extra weight, you can pick these up. They're available now on the site, and I'll link to them in the description below. And next, a whole host of new scale hardware has been released by Vanquish. First, we've got the 164 beadlock screw hardware. Now this is the same 164 by quarter beadlock screws, but now with a hex style head, more like a full-size bolt would be in a beadlock wheel. These are coming in 3 finishes, a stainless steel option, a black version, and then a GR8, which is like a gold-plated, almost like a grade 8 look. You can pick these up in those 3 finishes, add those to your beadlock wheels. They're available in packs. That's enough to do 2 wheels at a time. Along with the 164 screws, there's also some M2 by 10 screws that have also been made available, again, in those same 3 finishes. These can be used on whatever you would use an M2 by 10 on, like a lot of the screws in the Vanquish VFD transmission. Now, both the 164 and the 2mm use the same size tool, and the tool sets have also become available. Now, the hex head on both of these items is larger than some of the other scale hardware that's been made previously. So this is for a little bit more strength, so you don't have the chance of stripping the head of these screws as easily. They're also just a little bit taller. Again, try and maximize the amount of grip that you'll get with those small hex tools. There's a small and a large size for the scale hardware tool. The large size is for the 440 screws that have become available at the same time as well. Now, the 440 screws are what you would use to hold on the SLW hubs to the wheels. Now, these are coming in 2 different lengths. The standard length is what you would typically use to just attach your SLW hub to the face of any 1.9 or 2.2 Vanquish wheel. However, there's also an extended version, and those are the screws that you would use if you're using something like a center cap or a stainless brake weight between the SLW hub and the wheel face. If you need that extra length, that's when you're going to use the extended version. Now, the hex head on these lug nut style screws is larger, and that's where you'll use the large scale hardware tool. The tools are offered 2 different ways. You can either buy them individually with just the tool tip itself, or you can buy them in a pair of 2 with Vanquish handles with the bearing supported cap to make everything just a little bit easier on you. The tools, if you get them individually, you can use them in a couple different ways. You could insert them into a spare handle that maybe you have around the shop, or there's a hex on the shaft of the tool, and that can be used in conjunction with a standard T-style wrench like you get with almost any kit. So you can slide the tool into that T-wrench, and then that hex will engage with the smaller size of the hexes on those T-wrenches. So you can check out all of those items at the link in the description below. Again, you've got the beadlock screws in multiple colors. You've got the SLW hub screws in 2 different lengths and multiple colors. And then you've got the tool set all together or the individual tool tips. Those were released yesterday if you're watching this on the day the scale news comes out, but check those out. You'll also be able to find those through all of the Vanquish dealers and distributors very soon. So go to wherever you like to buy your Vanquish products and you can find those there. And our next story, well, not exactly like scale crawler style. Arrma released the 1/7 EXB Mojave. This is the roller version of that 1/7 scale short course style truck from Arrma. The Mojave from Arrma is one of those bashers that is just so tempting to me. It looks so good. And now you can get it in a roller version and add whatever electronics you would like to yourself. Pretty tempting. The price is right. If you're looking for an upgraded roller to then throw in whatever type of crazy power you're interested in, this one's going to be pretty cool. It's releasing soon. It looks like the arrival date is just around the corner. You want to see all the details on this, go check the link in the description. You can see everything that Arrma is offering in this new package. Then let's jump into some stories from Proline. And the first one is going to be that the Megalodon body, the Blake Wilkie inspired body for the Traxxas Slash, is going to be available very soon. It's on the new release page of the Proline website, but with no photo. But they did tease a small picture on their Facebook. No actual detail, but you can tell the very familiar Shreddy Life style colors, and their hashtags give away most of their posts as is. I actually saw both the Megalodon and Blake Wilkie at the Arizona Off-Road Expo and Sand Sports show this last weekend, which I just got back from before filming this video. So I'll throw in some clips of that. You can just tell it's a VW inspired, supercharged V8, just ripper. Super cool. That's something that you want to spice up your Slash with. Here's a couple of choices. One is going to be available in the tough color black version, where it's just a body pre-molded in the black. You'll just sticker slap it. Don't have to paint it. You're not going to scratch the paint or crack it, anything like that. Or you can get it in the standard clear body with, I would assume, very similar graphic package included as well. Being that it's already on the Proline website, I would expect to see full pictures, details, and a release in the next 1 to 2 weeks. If you'd like to buy it from Proline, I have a discount code for 10% that you can use on their website. I'll put it next to the link in the description below. But that's not all that we've got new coming from Proline. They also teased a picture on Facebook this week showing what looks to be a new 2.2 trencher pattern tire though. They used a lot of rock crawler hashtags, things like that. So I'm not sure if they're kind of going after the Capra market like they did with the Ibex comp crawler tire, or if they're kind of going after the Hyrax like I've got on my 2.2 Bomber. So I'm not 100% sure. I would guess more along the lines of the Hyrax. There is no size teased on this, so not sure if it'll be another 5.75 inch tall tire or not, but the trencher pattern's pretty cool and not one that we've actually seen make it into 2.2 or 1.9 tires specifically in our market. So something that I'm pretty interested to see exactly what they're going to do there with. We'll keep an eye out. We'll see when it pops up on their website, and we'll cover it again when we have more information. And last story from Proline this week is, we talked last week about the Class 0 Proline TSL Swamper tire that they looked like they were going to release here soon, and they posted a picture of it this last week. This was mounted on what looked like an Enduro Trail Walker, the 1.55 stock vehicle, has those gray kind of wagon wheel looks. These tires are mounted onto that truck on a Proline Bronco body. It's listed on their website. You've seen an actual photo. You've probably got all the information you need to decide whether or not this is going to be a tire you add to your catalog. And for the third tire story in a row, RC 4-wheel drive has got a new release. This is a 4.75 inch tall, 1.9. This is a Mickey Thompson Baja Pro X. This is a super aggressive 1.9 tire modeled after the full-size version of this. This is a, bouncer style or specific type tire in a 1.9 size. If you're into a hyper aggressive 1.9 tire modeled after an actual scale tire, this is a great choice. So if you're into high horsepower, hill killing type driving, perfect tire for you to try. Pick a set up, linked in the description below. Next, the guys from TGH have a new transfer case that they're releasing here soon. They've got it on pre-order now. It says that it's machined in the US out of 7075. It's got a 3-gear style transmission bolt pattern on the bottom, very standard, tons of skid plate options available. Looks like you would use this to pair with another style of front motor mount option. This looks like it's aimed at custom builders. Again, this is currently on pre-order. It can be configured in a couple of different ways with flipping the input and output shaft orientation so that you can have a left-hand input or a right-hand input depending on what motor mount may be the best fit for your chassis. So if you're looking for a custom transfer case for a build that you've got going on, here's another option linked in the description below. The next two stories are more for comic relief than anything, but the first one is from Xtra Speed, and it's a flex kit for your SCX 10.3. Now they went to some pretty far lengths for this flex kit. It comes with new rear halves of the chassis, but rather than the chassis like normal from the center of the chassis kind of tapering into the rear section, it goes the opposite way. It actually tapers outward, getting closer to the inside of the rear tires. They spaced everything out. They molded their own new rear inner fender wells. They added some big spacers for the brace between where the stock shock towers were. And then they added their own bent style plate for their inner shock mounts now. This is the style of shock mount where rather than the shocks going upward from the axle and then having a little bit angle front to rear, now they actually move them to the inside of the chassis. This is not the best style suspension. The shocks kind of lose a lot of effectiveness with this. You can get a ton of flex, which is what's right in the names. We can only have the discussion so many times about how much flex is really needed. So if you want to flex to the max your Axial SCX-10.3, buy this. I'll even link to where I saw this on Facebook because of course that's where you find flex kits. And for the second comical release, I actually saw this released on A-Main, and this is a new part from Integy, and this is for your slash or rustler, and it is a Willy Bar. Not a wheelie bar, a Willy Bar. W-I-L-L-Y. Do Papa Willy. This is even the V2. They had one Willy already. What's better than one Willy? Two Willies. So if you want to control how high your Willy is, Integy's here to help. Or you can buy it through A-Main. It's available in colors. Back onto a serious note though, I am done with my traveling for now. Back here, ready to get back to a regular schedule. Matt and I will be back on Wednesday for our live feed. Friday night, should have a new kit to build. I hope that it gets here in time. We'll see. Sunday, 3D printing Sunday, STL Sunday, whatever you want to call it, should be back as well. So join in on the live streams. They're always a good time. I definitely missed doing, especially Friday nights. So again, don't forget to join us tomorrow, Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for the live stream takeover with Matt and myself. I'll also be focusing a bunch on the 50,000 subscriber giveaway truck, getting that wrapped up ASAP. So if you haven't entered that, make sure you keep doing so. Link in the description below. Enter daily until I get that thing done, which again, still my focus. Looking forward to having that wrapped up. Oh, we still need a question for this week. Let's make it about projects though. Speaking of unfinished projects, what is your current longest running unfinished project that you still think you're gonna get done? Not one of those ones that's like, oh yeah, I started that and I really don't have any plans for it. Like, how long have you been working on your oldest project that's still not done, like not finished, hasn't been drivable, not like a constant work in progress, but just like this thing isn't even, I can't use this, it's not done. Just out of the projects that I have in this room that I can remember, I'm guessing that mine is my little 69 Camaro down there with the super scale active suspension in it. That thing's got to be going on close to a year more. I don't know, it's been a while. And if it's not in this room, it doesn't even count because I've probably forgot about it. But that's gonna do it for this week's Scale News Update. Appreciate you guys for watching. I hope you have an awesome rest of the week. Hit the like button if you enjoy these videos, subscribe if you're not already, hit the notification bell so you see the videos as soon as they get uploaded. As always, thanks again for watching and we'll see you on the next one.